Customers are always right. Oh, really? Do you really believe that? G'day viewers, it's Jeff McPhee's Gardening, Melbourne, Australia. Are you that operator that puts the customer first? The customer is always right, that old adage. Back at the turn of the century, the 1900s, many businessmen made that a philosophy of customer service. The customer is always right. Are you the one that when the customer says the grass, should be shorter? Okay, I'll go back and cut it again. I'm sorry, I'll do that again. Or you're the one that just took a little bit off the hedge and they want more. And you say, yes, of course I will. I'll go and recut it. Because you want to make sure the customer is totally satisfied. The customer is always right. What the customer wants is what the customer gets. You know, how many guys when they're first starting out and you've only got a certain number of customers and you've got to put food on the table. So you don't want to lose the customers. So you'll do anything to keep them, even if it means that they're always right. Anything that they want, you will do. And yes, we always say, oh, just get rid of them. Sure, we can. But if we haven't got many customers, and I know people ram on about, look, there's always customers to get, advertise here and you'll get customers. Not always the case. Not always the case in all areas. Trust me, I've been over this journey a long time and there is periods where work is tight. When I first started, jobs were hard to get. Sure, we didn't have the multimedia that we do have today, but there's still, I know a lot of guys and girls that do have some trouble in getting customers. And this is where they revert down to the last bit of giving 100% guarantee to the customer and doing anything that they want so they'll keep their business. So if that's you, you can change that attitude if you want. So is it sensible to have the attitude that the customer's always right? No, I don't believe so. I don't believe we should allow ourselves to get into that situation. But on the other hand, we've got to allow the customer to have dignity and respect. We've always got to allow and make the customer think that they're right when they actually are wrong. Because if they believe they're wrong, they'll probably walk away and they probably won't re-engage your services. Yes, and we said before, just get rid of them and replace. If you can, but not always you can do that, especially if it's one of your major clients that you rely on. And we all have that in our schedule. We'll have a couple of major clients that may at times cause us grief. So we need to take some action early to prevent this, the customer's always right situation. You see the ads, don't you? 100% guarantee, satisfaction. I don't believe that's possible. No one can always be, you can't please everybody all the time. You can please some, but not everybody. There's always going to be that customer. Trust me, I've had them over the years. I've had some shockers. People that just wouldn't matter what you did, what you said, what you went about things. There'll always be a complaint. And of course, they're the first ones to go when you can. Now, of course, this would never happen if in the initial stages we were clear and precise on what we're going to do to the customer. We deliver what we promised to do. And if we can over-deliver, that's even better, isn't it? But what we've got to do at the start is tell the customer the expectations. We're going to mow this lawn and we're going to mow it at a particular height and we're going to mow it on this frequency. This is what the quote is based on. So you alleviate all necessary problems with the customer if they come back at you. How many times have you seen it? I've heard, done it myself when I was starting out. I'd mow the lawn. The customer come out and said, oh, look, it's not short enough. And you go, oh, well, and you sort of go back and do it again just to satisfy them, as we said before, trying to make the client. There is ways around that, of course. If you're clear at the start, that particular situation won't come up. But if it does, the customer comes out and says, we need that cut shorter. And what you're going to do is, one thing about with customers is don't argue with them. I find if you argue with them straight away, you're accusing them of being wrong. And when they're wrong, when they think that you think they're wrong, get that out quickly, they'll walk or they won't re-engage your services. So I'd rather turn around and say to them, yes, look, I agree, it isn't short enough, but this is the reasons why. Because it's hot, it's middle of summer, we don't want the roots of the grass exposed, killing off the grass, etc. All the reasons why you don't cut grass really short. Explain it to the customers, but straight away agree with them and then solve the problem. Same with a hedge, for example. You've pruned the hedge, you've taken off, say, a foot, and the customer says, I really wanted more off. And you can say, yes, I agree, it does need to be reduced. But the reasons we're not going to take too much off, more than a third of it off, it's going to put this particular shrub under stress. Some you can do it, but some shrubs you can't cut too much at once. Explain to the customer that it'll put you under too much stress, and what will happen then is, over a period of time, we'll get it down to the desired height. Now, if you went around and agreed with the customer and said, yes, look, I'll cut it and I'll cut it in half, and what you said, and your attitude is, well, that's the customer, you told me to do that. 12 months down the track, you find that the hedge is dying back. It's not performing well. And you knew that was going to happen. But the problem is the customer thinks you're the problem, and therefore you've lost the customer. So it's better to have the customer think that you're wrong in their eyes, although you're right, and you've solved the problem, the customer's happy, than if you left in the fact that you proved to the customer that he was wrong, and the customer thinks that he's wrong. He's probably not going to re-engage you. He thought, well, didn't solve my problem, and accused that I don't know what I'm talking about. We don't need to go down to that level. Yes, we put them on the drop list. I hear everybody screaming out, well, we don't deal with those customers. Sometimes you have to deal with those customers. And I believe you put strategies in place, it's going to really help you to solve the problem. Because that's what we're here for. We provide a quote to the customer, we detail what's going to happen, so they expect a certain level. If we can achieve more, which is the secret and success of good business, well, you're in front. But as I said, make sure that you give that customer a chance to show some dignity and respect. Even though they might be an absolute a-hole, still show them the respect. Because the word does get around, and you don't want to be graded as the grumpy old gardener that's always, I can't be bothered with these people. And look, I'm fortunate, and like other operators are fortunate, that 100% of my customers are perfect customers, but it's taken me a long time to get there. I've had my fair share of customers that have absolutely been a pain, and I've had to stick with them because I haven't had the ability to get other customers to replace them that particular time. So if you can put some strategies in place to prevent it, it might help. Okay, well, bit of a short one today. Look, I like your comments on that. Look, there's going to be different opinions, I understand. It's the way I see it, it's the way I've worked through all this over the years, but I'm sure there's people with better solutions than I've got. But I really believe if you can, demonstrate your professionalism by solving the problem and doing it with dignity and respect to the customer, they'll walk away happy, they'll re-engage your services, and you're going to be so much more successful. We'll see you in the next video, girls and guys. Bye.